Surprise! The 96th revenge is a success. As she opens the door, her boyfriend, who she thought was dying, is laughing and celebrating with another woman. Just hours ago, she was desperately begging doctors to save his life after a terrible car crash. "Take my blood. Take as much as you need. Just save him." She had given so much blood for him that she collapsed, convinced she was saving the man she loved. But it was all a lie. A cruel, twisted prank. The man she almost died for coldly admits their whole relationship was a game to get revenge for the girl he really loved, who lost a dance competition to her 3 years ago. "I promised I'd torment you 99 times for her," he says, pulling the other woman into a kiss. Her world falls apart. Every memory, every special moment, was just a carefully planned lie. Devastated and broken, she makes a choice. She's going to leave, forever. She burns every photo, every cheap gift she once treasured, erasing 3 years of lies from her life. But just as she's about to escape, he shows up at her door, pretending to be her loving boyfriend, with no idea that she knows his dark secret. He invites her to a party, the next part of his sick game. She accepts, her heart now cold as ice. He thinks he's the player, but the game is about to change. At the party, his other woman is dared to kiss a stranger. She walks straight up to him and kisses him passionately, right in front of his girlfriend. He's shocked, but she doesn't even flinch. He planned for her to be heartbroken again. He saves her, but it's the wrong woman. As his childhood sweetheart struggles to stay afloat, he desperately pulls his fake girlfriend from the pool, with a look of pure terror on his face. Just moments before, his friends were viciously taunting her. They even forced her to drink, knowing she has a deadly alcohol allergy. She tried to say no, but her boyfriend insisted, secretly giving her what she thought was medicine. She had no idea he had just handed her a vitamin pill. As she gasped for air, his other woman pushed her into the pool, expecting him to finally choose her. But he didn't. He dove in and saved the one we was supposed to hate. At the hospital, the horrifying truth comes out. The doctor confirms the pills were fake. It was all a setup. Then, a text message proves it. The 97th revenge was a success. Whose idea was it to switch her pills? He planned to nearly kill her. Just as this sinks in, he bursts through the door, pretending to be worried. But she knows. She saw the messages. "I was so worried." He lies, his eyes filled with fake tears. Suddenly, his phone rings. It's his other woman, her voice dripping with poison. "They've taken your girlfriend for the 98th game." His face loses all its color. He thought he was in control, but his cruel prank has just turned into a real-life kidnapping, and the woman he secretly can't let go of is now in real danger. "No!" he screams, watching in pure horror as the building explodes in a massive fireball. The woman he loves is inside. Just moments ago, he had led her there blindfolded. "I have a surprise for you," he whispered, celebrating their 3-year anniversary. This was supposed to be the final prank, the 99th revenge. He had secretly designed a beautiful dress for her, a final twisted gift before he would break her heart for good. But he never imagined this. His friends, egged on by his jealous childhood sweetheart, had taken the prank too far. They planned to trap her inside and set off a fake explosion to scare her. But something went horribly wrong. As he was on the phone, agreeing to the cruel plan, he had no idea she was listening from the top of the stairs. Her heart breaking with every word, she heard him agree to trick her one last time. He thought he was in control. He believed his act of saving her from a staged kidnapping earlier had her completely fooled. He held her, comforting her fake tears, while secretly planning his final devastating move. "I'm so sorry," he lied, his heart twisting with a strange new kind of guilt. Now, as the flames rage, his phone lights up. It's a text from her, sent just before the explosion. "Jiang Lin, I know you've been playing me for 3 years to get revenge for her. After tonight, I will leave you forever, and I will never, ever forgive you." He knows. She knew everything. It wasn't a prank to her. It was a goodbye. Desperately, he fights against his friends to run back into the fire. "Yutong," he screams, his voice breaking with pain. But it's too late. "She's dead," they screamed as firefighters carried a body from the ashes. He was devastated, watching the love of his life covered in a white sheet. He had desperately rushed into the blaze, screaming her name, willing to die for her. His world was shattered. "How could this happen?" he cried, his heart completely broken. But he had no idea. This was all her plan. Thousands of miles away, she stepped off a plane, finally free. She had secretly started the fire herself, cleverly faked her own death, and escaped the country. She thought the game was finally over. And waiting for her was another man. He saw the injury she gave herself to make her escape look real and was instantly filled with rage. He gently carried her into his car, believing she was a victim. Little did he know she was the villain. As she sleeps in his arms, he secretly orders his men. Find out who did this to her. He's about to hunt down the heartbroken man she left behind, believing he is the monster. The person you fell in love with at first sight. It was never me. It was her, she screamed, pointing viciously at the tombstone. In that instant, his entire world shattered. He had brutally beaten the men he blamed for the fire, Go apologize to her in the afterlife, he roared, his heart completely empty. He had ice-coldly broken his engagement, telling his so-called fiancée, "The person I love has always been her." But he had no idea the ghost he was mourning was listening from thousands of miles away. In a hospital bed, very much alive, she overheard nurses gossiping about the heartbroken CEO. She let out a cruel smirk. His acting is pretty good, she thought, as she planned to return to the stage, finally free from his twisted games. She believed she had escaped. But as he stands at her grave, he finally finds out the devastating truth. He hadn't just loved the wrong woman, he had been lied to from the very first moment. The real woman he fell for is still out there. "The girl you fell in love with was never me," she confessed viciously at the grave of the woman he loved. For years, he had been a pawn in her twisted game of jealousy. Flashbacks flooded his mind, the amazing ballerina he fell for at first sight, and the lying woman who claimed to be her moments later. Every cruel word, every torturous game he played, he had aimed it at the wrong person. Eaten up by guilt, he collapses, believing he personally pushed his soulmate into a fiery grave. But he has no idea, she was never in that fire. While he mourns, she is preparing for the performance of a lifetime, thinking she is finally free. Watching over her is her childhood friend, a powerful man who has just found out the horrifying truth of her abuse and secretly swears to protect her forever. Just as the heartbroken CEO wakes from a nightmare, screaming her name, he sees a ghost on his television. Not to laugh, she's alive, and she's dancing for the world to see. He thought his sins were buried in her ashes, but his victim has just taken center stage. "You just faked your death to escape. Are you sure you want to go back?" he warns her. But she had already made up her mind. Meanwhile, the man she ran from is completely falling apart. Sick with a fever, he sees a ghost on the television, his wife, the one he thought was dead, dancing on stage. It's her. She's alive, he screams, desperately trying to get out of bed. But his butler shatters his hope with the cold, hard truth. "Sir, she's gone. You buried her ashes yourself. You're seeing things again." On stage, she is reborn. After a flawless performance, a judge asks why she quit dancing for 3 years. She looks straight ahead, her voice like ice. "Because I was played by a man for 3 years. In that moment, she makes a promise. From now on, my life is only for dance. There is no love." She wins the competition, becoming the new principal dancer. To the world, she boldly declares, "The woman you knew died in that fire. The one living now is Ye Chu." But just as she starts her new life, fate steps in. Her dance group's first international tour is headed straight back to her hometown. Her new protector begs her not to go, to not risk facing the past. But with a look of cold determination, she refuses. "I have to go. I won't let someone who doesn't matter ruin my plans." She's heading back to the city she nearly died to escape. "It's you," he breathes, his voice trembling as he grabs her wrist. The one thing she couldn't hide, just hours before, he was sitting in a dark theater, a ghost watching a ghost. On stage, a masked ballerina performed a dance that ripped through his soul, a dance his dead wife had created just for him years ago. He watched, completely hooked, as every move proved the impossible. "It's the same dance," he realized, his heart pounding. "The one she made for me." He thought he had buried her. He had mourned at her grave. But the woman on that stage was his wife. He had to be sure. Backstage, her world spun into chaos. The moment she heard his name, her blood ran cold. "Jiang Xiao is coming to see you," the manager said. She desperately tried to escape, but it was too late. He cornered her in the dressing room, his eyes searching for a flicker of recognition behind her mask. "You remind me of someone," he said, his voice dangerously soft as he invited her to dinner. She knew it was a trap, but she had no choice but to agree, secretly planning her escape. Now, sitting across from him, the mask felt useless, and as his fingers tightened around the mole on her wrist, she knew her time was up. Isn't she supposed to be dead? Her rival watches in total shock as Yutong makes her grand entrance. Just moments before, this same rival was desperately begging for a job after her family went bankrupt and her powerful boyfriend dumped her. But the man she thought was her ticket to a new life, Jiang Lin, is completely obsessed with someone else. In the hospital, he desperately pleads with Yutong, the woman who just left him. "I know you're still angry," he cries, "but you can't be with another man just to spite me." He has no idea she isn't angry. She's done. "I don't love you anymore," she says, her voice filled with ice. She turns her back on him, walking away with the quiet, handsome man by her side. As her ex completely breaks down, her new protector gently sweeps her into his arms and carries her away. He takes her home and gently takes care of the wounds on her wrist. He then tells her a shocking secret. He has loved her since they were children. For 4 years in college, he sent her favorite flowers every single morning, watching her from a distance. Yutong is stunned. All those years, she thought the flowers were from Jiang Lin. Everything she believed about their love was a lie. Meanwhile, back in his hospital bed, Jiang Lin has no idea. He's dead set on winning her back at the upcoming dance. But as he plots his romantic gesture, Yutong has already arrived at the ball, transformed, and powerful. Her rival can only stare in horror. It was you. The man watches in total horror as his ex-girlfriend is unmasked. The factory fire, it was all you. Disguised as a waitress, the woman had been secretly plotting her revenge. Eaten up by jealousy, she lunged at her rival Yutong with a knife, screaming, "Go to hell!" But the man who truly loves Yutong leaps in front of her, taking the knife in his arm. As she's held back, the attacker, Han Shuer, lets out a crazy confession. She admits she was the one who tried to burn Yutong alive in a fiery explosion. "I hate you," she shrieks. "Before you came, all the attention was mine. All eyes were on me. But you took everything." Her ex-boyfriend, Zhang Lin, is devastated. He had no idea the woman he'd been sleeping with was a monster. "You're disgusting," he snarls, ordering security to throw her in prison. He then turns to Yutong, desperately begging for forgiveness. "It was never her," he pleads. "The person I've always loved is you." But his words mean nothing. "You forced me to give 100 cc of blood for her," Yutong says, her voice ice cold. "You left me to die. For 3 years, she was just a toy for him to play with." "I'm tired," she says. "I don't want to play anymore." She turns her back on him for the last time. Zhang Lin has grabbed a knife, his eyes wild with desperation.